Cheers.
Cheers. Well, it's that time again. I'm Annie.
And I'm Susan.
And this is
Two friends,
one
chat in a short chair. We're laughing so much because I sat down and my chair is just very slowly and intermittently, so I'm like dropping to the ground.
Here, I'll lower mine too.
Does
So
that make you feel better? Oh, I like that. I like that. Okay.
ooh, now I feel like we're having like a fireside chat.
Ooh.
It is rather stormy right now, so it's kind of perfect.
It's raining for the first time in a while.
Yes, thank
and
goodness.
I don't hate it.
Oh, I love it. We've had some fires, so this will be really helpful both for air quality
Oh.
and for,
Yes.
containment of fires. Turns
Right.
out rain is helpful for that. I don't know if you knew that, but...
Oh. Does rain help with forest fires?
Yes.
What?
Yeah. Who'd have thunk it?
What? Also,
Uh-huh.
we gotta pull our sweaters out.
Oh, I'm
Sweater
rocking
weather.
a sweater that I got secondhand from, oh shoot, what's it called?
Thread up is what you said
Oh,
earlier.
I love Thread Up.
I'm sure you do. I don't.
Wow.
Have one. I've never done it, so I don't hate it. It's not that I
Oh,
don't
it's
love
so
it. I just don't know
awesome.
what it is.
I love it. Also, they have a tall lady section, and Banana Republic makes tall clothes, but they're like outrageously expensive because
Yep.
of Banana Republic.
Yep.
And I'll just filter Banana Republic tall, and I can just like pick stuff out. It's
All
super
the
fun.
good stuff.
All the goods.
Second hand, which is good for your pocketbook
And the
and
environment.
the environment.
Win, 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 win.
Wow.
Win.
Hero.
I mean, you said
Hero.
it, not me, so.
You're an environmental hero.
Oh my god, that's so awesome. Okay, we promised at the end of last episode
Yes.
that we were going to kind of focus on some activities. Today's is exercise. Exercise was a key theme in all four of those happy hormones.
Yes. Yes.
And so,
dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, and
did you see endorphins yet?
endorphins. Those are the four. You know, it goes in, and I love it, and then it goes right out.
Well, and you don't need to be able to name your four,
No,
right?
you just know you want those happy hormones going on.
We just want to boost those up.
Yeah, and exercise was in all four of those.
Yes, correct. It has a close relationship
Yeah.
in saying that if you do it, it will boost.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my first question.
Ooh.
What
Yes.
is your first impression, or maybe you can remember back, what was your first impression of exercise?
Gross.
Same.
No, okay. No, as an adult, I want to
Yeah.
rethink my answer as a kid saying gross. I don't necessarily think it was gross. I think I thought, because I was always a chubby kid, I think I always thought, I can't do this, so gross. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I had a very similar belief, like my belief system around exercise was that for some reason I couldn't do it.
Yes.
And I was bad at it.
Yes.
And I'm not 100% sure where that came from, but I remember it would stress me out so much. Like, it was severely anxiety giving to have to run the mile.
Oh, that, no joke, was
Ugh.
the worst day of my life. From grade school clear through to college when I took walking, jogging.
Absolutely. No question.
Always the most terrifying day of PE class.
I hate that is how I learned exercise.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different ways. And I think probably for a lot of our listeners, that's a really common experience. PE in puberty is stupid.
Oh.
It's so
Ouch.
stupid.
Ouch.
Oh my gosh. Although, Interestingly, like, I hated structured PE. Hated it.
Yeah.
But my group of friends from my church I grew up with when I was a kid,
Yeah.
I mean, church ended, we were in the parking lot, we were always playing football. And it was great exercise, like, looking back on it, right? But it didn't feel like it because it was like this game, we were having fun, like...
Yes!
So it's very interesting that my mind didn't register that as exercise that I should continue into my adulthood.
Right. Like, it didn't count somehow, right? It wasn't real, because it was enjoyable.
That's probably
so it
really
couldn't
true.
be exercise.
Oh, gosh. Yes, that is so true.
And I think, at least for me, part of it was, like, I didn't fit the visual of what an athletic person looked like. So, of course, I wouldn't be good at any of the athletics.
Which is so interesting because you can jazzercise like a son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch.
You guys, like a son of a bitch. She is so good at it. And I have tried, and I'm going to continue to try because I love it. Jazzercise is a hilarious good time. And I am terrible because I do, I got really tall, really young.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone was like, you should play basketball, you should play basketball, you're so tall.
Yeah.
I need everyone to hear me on this. I am not coordinated
in
the sense of basketball. Like,
not your jam.
I couldn't figure out how to do a layup. Like, that's like where you run and put the ball in the hoop, and I, to this day...
Yeah, on the side, right? Layups on the side.
I don't fucking get it.
Okay.
It's like, I see what you're doing, and my body cannot reciprocate it. Like, oh, man. Oh, so terrible. For me,
it was volleyball in high school.
Oh, gosh. I liked volleyball.
Luckily... I don't want to say I'd given up at that point.
Yeah.
But it was what it was. And this particular PE class was very supportive and wonderful.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
They all would just pick a person to cover my spot.
Oh, they wouldn't even let you try?
Well, I think they would, and then they'd be like, but I knew enough to be like, I hate this.
Yeah.
I'm not good at it. Like, which one of you... Because I want to win, too. So, like, which one of you is going to go ahead and just take my spot as well?
This. Cover it for me. Cover it for me. Oh, my gosh. It was so funny. You know, it's interesting how these things get ingrained in us about exercise and how, like, oh, man, I hated structured PE. It was goddamn miserable.
Well, because I think, especially with structured PE, right, you're supposed to pick a sport. It always felt to me like... We're going to try all the sports for you to find your favorite sport to then become an athlete in. Because that's all that matters is high school athletics. And I don't want to shoot them down. They are important. They're great for kids.
They can be a huge support.
But they should not run someone's life.
Yeah. I think of sports the same way I think of anything else in my social work perspective. They can be a huge support to someone, or they can be a huge detriment. Because I've had people say they love, and I played softball when I was in middle school, and I loved it. Mm-hmm. Had a great team vibe. It was so fun. But then, like, other people have told me about how, in fact, a lot of my friends who played, like, high school football have lasting injuries, like bad knees, and so they can't just play sports anymore. So... You know, again, it can be a huge support in team building, and it can also have some pretty detrimental, you know.
Oh, 100%.
But I think back on, like, okay, so this is how I view it. Tell me your thoughts.
Okay.
So when I think of exercise, I think of, one, how the way I viewed it when I was a kid, which was, no thank you. I will do anything to get out of that. Please don't ever make me do that.
Yeah.
To this understanding that, like, a daily dose of exercise is imperative to our mental health, right?
Right.
So it becomes much less about structured PE and more about what do I want?
Move your body.
Move your body and pick something that your body wants to do moving.
Yeah.
And you don't even have to... Oh, man, actually probably one of the cool things our PE class did, and this is in high school, and I think they realized they just weren't going to get stuff out of people. And if you didn't want to play whatever we were playing, you could just walk around. All you had to do is keep walking.
Oh!
That's a very positive
That's
thing.
actually smart.
It's a great plan.
Good job.
Yeah.
Your high school.
Yeah.
Soft clap.
What was her name? I actually liked my gym teacher, but I can't remember her name.
Oh.
She was adorable and just super intense. I mean, she's
Okay.
a gym teacher.
Well, yeah, mine was too, Mrs. Krevel. She was, I'm pretty sure, there when the high school started. And she's still there.
Oh my gosh.
She's not teaching anymore, but
Yeah.
she is by far the most amazing person. I could do a whole podcast just about her. But she was also, like, serious. Like, I'm not athletic.
Yeah.
So I got a B in PE. Even though I had perfect attendance, I was always there. I did everything that was required of me. But I'm not athletic, so I got a B.
Okay, that's not fair because I think you are athletic. You are
Okay, you're
very, very coordinated. Probably one of the most, like, body coordinated persons. I mean, you can't just show up and do jazzercise like that if you're not coordinated and athletic.
Okay. I would assume it's because I didn't improve. I don't know why I got a B.
I think that's bullshit is what that is.
I love Miss Scrowell. She's the only person that can give me a B, and I'll take it. Because I love her.
I think I'd have some words.
Okay,
but,
okay.
You know, whatever. But yes, I actually do view you as very athletic because, I mean, you have crazy amounts of stamina, too.
Oh, I'm not athletic.
No, I think you're just thinking of, like, volleyball as athletics.
Okay.
There's lots of things that...
I am stronger and more physically active, I think, than most people just staring at me would think I am. But I
think
would
you're-
not consider my... Because to me, athletics means you're competing in a sport.
Oh, I see. Okay.
And that's just not my jam.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
That's not my jam.
I think you probably are more physically active and work out more than most people in general. Like, more consistently, for sure.
Maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're really good at it, which is awesome.
That's such a huge shift, though, that I think we've both made as adults, right?
Yes.
Our minds have very much shifted into, it's not about the way your physical body works. Great if that helps.
Yeah.
And I think at some point you do need exercise when you're getting to the point of, like, toning and that sort of thing, right? But it's just about being physically active for your heart, for your mind, for all of that piece of which is so important. So important.
I need those happy hormones.
And there's a million ways to do that.
Oh my gosh, it's so true.
That's the beautiful thing.
And I think one of the things I really wanted to start off in this episode, and this episode is probably not going to be for everybody, but I know it will reach a lot of people out there.
Yep.
Is we almost have to undo the experiences with exercise we had as a kid to actually enjoy it in the
Are
future.
we going to hashtag throwback?
Hashtag
To
throwback!
poor wounds and reparenting ourselves?
Oh, yes.
We have to reparent around
Yes.
physical activity. For sure.
And physical expectations. And, like,
Yes.
I think what's so hard about the current system, and I think you've really illustrated it well, because from your perspective, you're like, I'm not athletic.
Yeah.
So I don't fit into here. And so for me, that would have really stopped me, right? Like, I would have
just
been like,
totally stopped.
right?
Okay.
And I think that happens to a lot of people. If you don't fit in, like, the soccer box, I actually love soccer.
Yes.
It's really fun. But if you don't fit in one of the sports boxes,
Right.
then you just don't do sports as an adult.
Right.
And then usually you don't really end up exercising either. Like,
At all. Right.
and that, I think, is where we do need to flip the switch, reparent,
Reframe.
and say, hey, this is about your happiness and your well-being. So let's find anything. And you do not have to go super hard for
No.
exercise. I can't stress that enough. None of this has to be like Bowflex, hitting the gym, creatine, nothing.
No.
Nothing
You
like
don't
that.
got to drink muscle milk in the middle of your workout.
Do you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia?
Yes.
It's a very naughty show and I love it. But they have a fight milk that they make. and
That's
it's...
right. Also, I'm not putting anyone down that works out hard and drinks muscle milk.
No, yeah, no,
because
you
that's
do
what
you.
works for them, and they love it, and it's great, and
Yeah.
more power to you.
We're just saying everyone every day
Yeah.
should be doing exercise. And we've turned exercise into a word that really just means like extreme personal body fitness. Does not
And
need to
that's
mean
not what it really means. You're right. You're 100% right. Like, one thing I do, I don't know that I would call it like an actual workout, but I always park at the back of a parking lot.
that. So you can get all the steps
Get those
in?
steps in, girl.
I love that.
Get those steps in.
That's wonderful. I have found that working from home has motivated me to enjoy exercise more because it's like the time I get to leave the house. So I've made it work for me.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, and for everyone out there working from home, I think we can all agree there are awesome benefits. Yeah. And it's really isolating, and it can be really lonely and frustrating, and so it's so nice. I just get to run outside and listen to my music, and it's like, I don't know, that has been really helpful for me to find a way to frame the exercise as almost a little vacation.
Oh.
So like I kind of flip it and turn it around, and that has been shown to be very productive for myself.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I use my dogs as an excuse.
Oh, that's great.
Because I recently moved, so since my move, I haven't really refigured out how to fit the gym back into my life, just because it's so far away. And I say so far away. But it's like a 15-20 minute drive. I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And then come back home. So I walk the dogs every morning for probably, between the both of them, an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
But then again, at the end of the day. But that count, I think at first I was like, it doesn't count. But it does.
Totally counts.
It does.
Yeah.
Especially with my one dog.
Whew.
Because it's a workout. It's a full body workout with her, bless her heart.
How many pounds is she? She's a big girl.
At least 70.
Oh my gosh.
At least.
And she's like all muscle.
All muscle. There's not... I still think we need to fatten her up because you can still see her ribs. But I think it's just her breed. I don't... Because she eats. I'm not feeding my dog.
Oh,
she
I know
eats.
you. Yeah. That's so sweet.
But but I'm using them kind of as an excuse to that's the first thing, the minute my feet hit the floor, and they both know it now. So there is no sneak in to the couch for just maybe a little,
minutes.
just a little morning. Nope. My feet hit the ground, we're all up. Let's do this.
Wow. That is dedication on your part. That's amazing. I'm trying to think of other, to me, I think the biggest thing about reincorporating exercise is that has made it successful has been kind of that flipping the script.
Yes.
But then the other thing I do is I remove all pressure from myself.
Oh.
Yes. That has been huge. It's I think there was a lot of pressure on me as a kid because I was chubby to work out and get skinny. And that is pressure that you definitely that'll core wound you real fast.
Real fast and real hard.
Real fast, real hard, real deep. It's there. And so what I have learned is I tell myself hey, if you don't want to go on this jog, you don't fucking have to.
You're an adult. You don't have to.
Yes, you don't have to. No one is making you do this.
Right. Oh, I love that.
It really changed. You would think, I think with normal logic or what we would consider normal logic.
You think you'd stop.
Yeah, people would, but it doesn't. It has a motivating factor for me, and it just removes all the pressure. And then I have found that I get a lot more joy and satisfaction out of my workouts.
All back to language.
All back to language.
I do this not necessarily with exercise, but all the time. When I catch myself saying I have to do something, I stop myself and I say, no, you're an adult.
You're an adult.
You're going to make your own choices. You're choosing to do this thing. And you are. Even if it's something you don't want to do and maybe, quote unquote, have to do.
Yeah.
You're still choosing to on some level.
That's a great point.
So you're kind of doing that language thing in your head of, oh, I love this.
And I think
I like it.
If you grew up in a family that maybe struggled with power and control, that was definitely my experience, right? And a lot of things were kind of done in that way that it had a weird way of filtering into my you have to do this kind of, and then, and now I'm having so much anxiety and pressure and I haven't even started the activity.
Yes, and you haven't even done it yet.
And this applies much more than to just exercise, right? This is way beyond, this is everything.
Yes.
But yes, if I have to do something really hard, it's funny, I do the exact same thing you do, but then I tell myself, you're going to do a great job.
Oh,
none of that's a lie.
You gotta pump yourself up.
You gotta pump yourself up and just take your time. That's what I tell
Yeah.
myself. Hey, you're doing great. There's no time constraints here. Even if there are,
Yeah.
just kind of removing those layers of pressure, and it has really opened up, and I have started to enjoy exercise.
Yeah.
Isn't that great?
I think that another thing I would recommend to listeners, and I've personally done myself, is just like we say with everything, you gotta experiment. You gotta go try stuff.
Yep.
You gotta try the different classes at the gym if you're at a gym. Try jogging. Try walking. Try a bike. Borrow your neighbor's bike.
Mm-hmm.
Like, try jazzercise. Try Zumba. Whatever. Like, you gotta work at finding what you like. You can't just
that's very true.
Be like, I'm gonna ride a bike, and then you hate it, and you're like, well, I'm not good at exercising. I'm not gonna do it because I couldn't ride a bike.
Yeah.
No, girl. If you don't like spin class, I'm with you. I tried it.
Ugh.
I tried it for a week. It was not my jam.
I do not
want to go to spin class.
I would hate it.
It's not great.
Yeah.
For me. A lot of people love it.
I think I could love it, but my broken tailbone prevents it from being any level of enjoyable.
I preferred pump, which is like
pump?
weightlifting.
Oh, I bet that's awesome.
Yeah, loved it.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I could get into that. I like
or HIIT, high interval training.
Whoa.
I like me a good HIIT class.
Ooh.
Kicks my butt.
Punching bags. That's something
Yes, you started doing a punching bag.
Yeah, and that's new. I love it. Burpees, I do occasionally. We've talked about those. I actually like doing those. Good yoga stretches or something that's really fun to me.
What?
You hate a burpee?
I understand the need to do burpees, and I do them when requested in the particular classes, but I never just choose to do one on my own.
Gosh, that is amazing.
And also yoga gross.
Oh,
to each their own.
Yoga's so awesome. It's so good for you. It's good for your mind and your body and your soul, I think.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, but it's not for me.
That's going to lead us right into the next week's topic, which is when we're going to talk about mindfulness and your lovely aversion to it.
Gross.
Oh, you're going to do great.
Gross. But do try so. I think that's something that happened to me earlier on. I mean, outside of like school PE, was that I'd try one thing and I'd hate it, and I'd be like, "See, physical activity is just not for me."
Yeah.
And then, do you know when it all turned around for me?
When?
Probably. What was it? Maybe sophomore, junior year of college.
Yeah.
Line dancing.
That's so sweet. Oh, that's another great example of like a positive like workout activity.
Went line dancing randomly.
Yeah.
I think I probably took like line dancing in college, and I loved it. I've always loved dancing, right? So that's like not a big deal. But like decided to take it seriously, and we would go to like the classes a couple times a night, and so then it was like, oh look, physical activity, because it's a workout. If you're I'm not talking about the electric slide. I mean, bless all your little hearts, but that's not hard, and it's not a workout. But some of those, I was in the intermediate line dance class. Okay. I was with the big kids. Okay. That stuff is a work. That's hard. Anyway, that's where my kind of switch happened. Like, oh, look, I can do and enjoy physical activity.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. And that's the thing. You'll never know. Like, you gotta experiment. You gotta try stuff.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What else do you think people should try?
Ooh, what else should they try?
Yeah.
If you have like a gym that has lots of classes, you should try all the classes.
Oh, I love that. Yep.
That's the first thing I would do when I started a new gym, is I'd give each class like a week.
Yeah.
Just to see which one. Sometimes it's your schedule. You go to whatever fits in your schedule.
Yeah.
But besides that, like, I would just try all of them to see which one I like the most.
Which kind of brings up a really good point and I just want to point this out. We, it's a real privilege to be able to afford to go to a gym. And I just want to say, like, be super grateful if you have that ability.
Yep.
And just be, mindful of that.
Yeah.
I used to not be able to afford to go to a gym. Now I have a wonderful job and I love it. And now I go to my gym and it's really cute. It's me and a bunch of old people and we hang out and I love it. And it actually really has helped quite a bit. It's helped with the isolation piece too.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. That's been a huge positive.
Yeah.
I love that you found an activity that flipped the switch for you.
It did.
That's what I want for everyone listening.
Yes, to find that thing.
Yes, if you struggle with like motivation to work out, first of all, you are not alone.
Mm-hmm.
And second of all, it's a real compounding factor. So if you had a negative experience with exercise, which a lot of people have, I think
probably everyone has.
Definitely.
At least one.
It's like made it into every coming of age movie is
Yeah.
how terrible PE is. And some people like legit traumatic experiences,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's what I hope for people is that they find that activity that
Yeah.
helps them realize like, oh, this is fun. I enjoy it. Because
Yeah.
it's so good for you. It's
Yeah.
like so good for you.
And I think for those listeners that maybe really haven't done a lot of physical activity
Yeah.
and we're like, it's okay to start small.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Right?
Yes.
It's okay to start with parking further back than you
Love
normally
that.
would.
Yep.
Or taking the stairs if that's an option. That I'm getting really lazy on. I need to be taking more stairs. But it's okay to start with those like legitimate baby steps that maybe it's not an quote unquote activity that you love, but just physically moving your body more.
Yes.
If that's kind of where you're starting at.
Yep.
That's okay and that's great and that's wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get out in the fresh air.
Maybe you stand during commercials.
Oh, I love that.
And like march around.
Oh my goodness. That's a great idea.
You know what I mean? Like, you can start that small and that all counts.
It all counts.
Because you've got to start somewhere. You can't be, and I'm talking to myself sometimes, can't be a couch potato and then go run a marathon. Like, it doesn't happen. So I don't want people to give up because they're at a certain starting point.
Oh man, I love that.
Yeah.
And you can do it.
You can do burpees during commercials. I'm going to do that.
You're going to do burpees during commercials?
Yeah.
No. My couch time is mama's couch time. And I love it. Burpees are for the gym. Or if I'm very nervous about something. Oh, yeah. No, I'm very, oh, yeah.
Do you do the jump up at the end of your burpees?
Yeah, and I'll throw a push-up in there if I'm feeling really...
Well, that's part of a burpee, isn't it?
I think the burpee is just the action of the up-down.
Oh, yeah. I thought you had to push up to be a burpee.
Maybe you do. Maybe.
No.
Then I do half burpees often. Still good for you. Great way to get your blood pumping. But I do want to encourage people, and I love what you said. It's okay to start small. In fact, just remove all that pressure. Again, exercise doesn't mean you know.
Yeah.
GTL, gym tan laundry.
I do love a good GTL day, but
I do too, actually. It's actually pretty like my son is now, and Aaron makes fun of me. If you guys are younger, you don't get this reference, but when we grew up, there was a show called Jersey Shore, which I think would not stand the test of time. Not from human behavior perspective, but from like consent perspective.
Oh, 100.
I feel like they were definitely exploited. Don't you think?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But it was one of the first reality shows, and they were all a bunch of fit young people, and Sundays were gym tan laundry. So they'd go to the gym, work out, go tanning, and then do laundry.
And go to the laundromat.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't actually do their laundry. I think it was normally dropping it off.
Oh my gosh, really?
And then picking it back up.
Yeah, apparently I haven't watched that much of the show.
I may have recently rewatched
NBD. Well, that is, it's a shorter episode today, but that's kind of our thoughts on exercise and our encouragement to you to normalize having a horrible experience with exercise.
Yes.
To motivate you to get out there, get moving in a way that you enjoy, and I love that. Experiment.
Yeah, 100. You have to.
Yeah, I love that.
You have to.
Oh.
Buy that hula hoop at the dollar store.
Oh,
Maybe you're a closet hula hooper and you didn't know it.
Oh my gosh, I love
and
that.
And you're like so good at it.
Or rollerblades.
Oh my
gosh, I love that.
I suck at both those things, but it might work for you.
I'm terrible. I have a very bad center of gravity.
You know what I am good at? Skip it.
Oh, I bet.
I'm really good at skip it. Can't hula hoop to save my life, but
you know, it surprises me.
Give me a skip it. I can't.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe you just have a crappy hula hoop, because the hula hoop has to be like weighty enough.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
We'll see.
Because that surprises me. You have very good body coordination. So I think that I'm going to blame that on the hula hoop. And I believe you're...
I like this.
Oh my gosh. I saw the funniest video ever.
Of hula hooping?
No. Skip It is what reminded me of it.
Oh, okay.
These dudes took a Segway and cranked it up to like 100 and then put the little like handlebars down. So it was like going in a circle really fast, and they were trying to like wrangle it. Like they were like pretending to be like,
yeah.
you know, they were just being idiots, and which I adore. And then one of them like kind of wrangled it, and it like pulled him, and it was just ridiculous. So the other one went to jump on it like it was a skippo, you know? Like,
oh no, yeah, yes.
And just got like annihilated. And oh my gosh, I was like crying. I was laughing so hard. It was wonderful. Maybe don't try that at home.
No,
don't pick that one for an exercise.
Don't try that.
It was really funny though.
Please don't try that.
Oh man, but yeah, find something you enjoy and experiment, and then you can do it.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Share your experiences or ideas that you have, especially as like we age as adults and stuff like that. You know, your tastes are going to change. Your mobility will definitely change. So if you have tips and tricks and things, new things that you found really work for you, share it. So we'll share it.
And that's another really great point. As you age, right? Things that you love, you might age out of.
Absolutely.
You might still love running, or like your tailbone, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you still love biking, but it's just not an option for you anymore.
Yeah.
So you pick something new.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe you choose to listen to us. It's so exciting. And I hope
they do. People listen, I think.
They totally do. It's awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you, and have a wonderful day or night or whatever you're listening. And we will catch you next time when we're going to talk about meditation.
I'll talk about it. I'm not going to do it, but I'll talk about it.
Not going to do it. Not going to do it. All right. On that note, we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.